Hey guys, and welcome back. It's Grant Broggi from the Strength Coach, and today I want to talk about how you can go from a skinny, weak, underfed male to someone that is jacked and strong. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. There are some things that are just true in life. The sun comes up every morning, it sets every night. South Carolina pulled pork is far superior to anything the Texans make, and young men want to put on muscle. So the question is, how do you do that? And today I'm going to tell you exactly how you can, and I will give you an example from my cousin, mi primo, Placido Santos, the world's most famous Uki under the professorship of Dr. John Danaher. Play some Bad Bunny and, just show some Puerto Rican stuff. He'll get really excited about that. A few years back, I wrote an article on why you should get your parents to lift. I still recommend everyone should read it because you should get your parents to lift to increase their health and longevity. I digress. My cousin saw that article and also saw that my dad was lifting more than him and my mom was lifting more than him, and he didn't like that. So he called me and said, "Grant, how can I get jacked and strong? How can I change my jiu-jitsu game? I've been fighting at 175 and I want to flip it on its head and do something different." And I said, I can help you, but it's gonna take some time and it's gonna take a couple things. Outside of consistency, discipline, watch the last video, and all of that stuff, it's also going to take weight gain. Yes, weight gain. And that weight gain is going to include body fat. Now, full disclaimer, before we go into the program, the results and what happened, would I recommend this for everyone? The answer is no. Most people I have found will gain weight, but they will never lose it. They'll never cut on the back end. They'll never actually sacrifice weight on the bar to be of a healthy body weight. If they just take their strength gains and tie them directly to their body weight, because lean muscle is not a thing. We'll get into that. I mean, it is a thing, but it's not how you goes onto your body. Then they gain a whole bunch of weight and then they never take it off, and you just made a fat weightlifter. Great, he is strong, that's great, but he also might have diabetes or some other problem. But lay all that aside, the fact of the matter is, if you want to change your body type, if you want to get really strong, you are going to have to gain some weight. And that is the secret that I'm going to tell you right now. The reason that someone can go from this to this is because they lived a little while looking like this or this. So let's get into some data. Placido started with us in April of 2022. 1 year ago, I know that because the Bruins lost in the first round of the playoffs then. I hope they don't lose tonight. He was around 175 pounds. I put him on starting strength. He was training on his own. I was up there in May. I trained him a little bit. And you can see him here, how light he is. We'll show you in a minute how much weight he's gained. And there he was. He was lifting, not too strong, doing his best. Form, technique. That's not what this video is about. This video is about how long does it take and what do you have to do? So Placido was 175 pounds. I told him he needed to go to 240. And he kind of looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, yeah, 240 pounds. That's what you need to do. I actually think he needed to gain 50 pounds, around 225. But you always got to go over the top to get someone to kind of screw their head out and understand where you're coming from. And so he started lifting 3 days a week, squat, bench, deadlift, squat, press, deadlift. We have a video, how to starting strength. He did the program as exactly as it's designed, and he listened to me. He rested long enough between sets. He slept well at night. He paid attention to his recovery. He backed down his jiu-jitsu. He was still doing all his uki videos and things that were work related, but he was not competing. He was not aggressively trying to fight and roll and do his jiu-jitsu stuff. He was focusing on his training, which is what I recommend if you're some type of athlete that wants to change weight classes or drastically change where you currently are. And so a month went by, another month went by, another month went by, and he was at 175, 185, 195. I remember when he tipped the scales at 200 and he said, "Am I really gonna keep going?" And I said, yes. Because what was happening at this time? His squat, when started at 195 pounds, had a nice linear graph going up. His bench press that started at 165. His press that started at 100 pounds. His deadlift that started at 225. Everything was on an upward trajectory. And so I told him, if it's working, don't stop. Don't do anything different. Add 5 pounds. Let's see how long we can ride this. And so we kept riding it and kept riding it. And he was just adding weight to the bar and adding weight to his belly, to the point that his wife finally started DMing my wife and saying, when will Grant make this stop? My husband is fat. If you look through his Instagram and the things he was doing, posting videos with Danaher and doing different ookie things, everyone was commenting on the thick boy and fat Placido. And then he even started, even when he was overweight, started getting allegations for steroids when he was deadlifting, 400 plus. And I said, keep going, we're not done yet. And Placido did a lot of things that most people won't do. He never missed a workout, ever. And if I told him to lift a weight, he always attempted it. And we learned a lot. He rode a lot of squats to the pins. He missed deadlifts. He missed presses. He missed bench presses. He was 29 when he started this process. And so I pushed him very hard. He was fed well. He was gaining weight, and he ended up topping out at about 230 pounds. Nice little pudgy Puerto Rican there for you. Now, while I was proud of my Gordo Primo deadlifting a lot of weight, I knew that we had to bring him back down. So April 2022 he starts, he pushes it all the way through the end of the year, and in January of 23, we start to taper, we hit some PRs, we hit his top lifts. So he squats 410, he deadlifts 440, he bench presses 275, he presses 195. He made tremendous gains in his strength over this period of time, but he didn't look like he lifted. And as he would continue to post things on social media about his strength gains in the jiu-jitsu crowd, where everyone is jacked and tan because you know why, no one was like, what? Why would you want to look like this? But he understood that it was part of the process, because as he added all that muscle mass to his body, he also added body fat. That's just how this works. You're not going to sculpt on lean muscle mass. If you gain weight, some is muscle, some is fat. If Michelangelo will come visit you and just put lean muscle mass on your body, give me his number. I'd love to call him. So after a solid 9 months of running the starting strength novice progression and getting his lifts up, I said it's time to cut. And this is where most people mess up. Most people won't actually do the hard part. And so I put him on a cut program where we reduced volume a lot. We still had him lifting heavy. I like people that are cutting to lift heavy, but reduce the volume. Volume makes you super hungry. He's already strong. He's not going to lose all his strength overnight. He is going to lose some of the ability to perform, but even during this cut, he was still hitting good numbers and training hard. So we did about an 8-week cut through late February through early April, and here we are 1 year later, and he went from this to this. Tremendous change in size, his traps, his neck, his arms, his strength, everything changed. But the truth of the matter is, and what I want you to understand, if you're a young guy and you want to naturally change your body type and get jacked, you're gonna have to gain some weight, and people will make fun of you and you will look silly and you will be chubby, but it is a part of the deal. You don't put on muscle without putting on some fat. You can eat clean. You can try to do all these things, and you should, but I'm just telling you, if you actually want to dramatically change how strong you are, you're going to have to eat. Again, I don't think this is for everyone. This is a guy that is in the jiu-jitsu community for a living. This is what he does. So for him, this type of sacrifice and determination was a good thing, and it was good for him, I think. We'll see. He's going to start competing again next month. If you're a 40, 50, 60-year-old guy and you already have a pot belly, you don't need to get in this huge caloric surplus, need a whole bunch of weight. Understand who you are, okay? Gallon of milk a day is for some people. It's definitely not for everyone. Understand where you are on the spectrum. Understand your goals. Understand if you'll actually lose weight later on. One of the things that was great working with Placido on this is he's a fighter. So I knew he'd cut weight. They cut weight all the time. So understand yourself before you go through this. So you can do it. You can drastically change your body type. You can put on a bunch of muscle mass. You're also going to put some fat on. You can cut it later, you can look good, and you can lift good. Placido's lifts did just fine. He lost about 5% off his top numbers as we came down during the cut, and now he's training again at his new body weight. So he went up 175 up to 230. He's back now between 200 and 205. That's kind of where we want him to live, and now we're training again, and we're adding it, and we're going to keep building strength at this new body weight, which was 25 pounds heavier than where he started, but 30 pounds less than his peak. So if this is something you want to do, it's very helpful if you have someone to walk you through the process. We do that here at the Strength Co. and would love to help you. But I hope this video helps. If you like it, like and subscribe to the channel. Play some Bad Bunny outro. You know, I think there's some video B-roll of Placido dancing. Anyway, we'll see you next time.